Whew. We are live, YouTubers. Let's open the lights all the way here. And, well, you know what? I feel like I should raise that desk at some point. That would be dope. Okay. We're also going to go live on Instagram. And I just got this new contraption where my YouTube camera is right there, my Instagram camera is right there. Instead of down below, I raised it, and it's on this little device thing. Just finished a, I don't know, 6-7 mile bike ride, maybe 10 miles. I don't know how long it was. Could have easily been. Bikes are different than like running, right? So running like a few miles is a lot. Biking 10 miles is nothing. Hold on. So, just finished that, and I guess I could share some cool stuff with y'all. So let me go get it. So 2 cool new things. You know, I'm always up to new stuff. What's up, Iris? What's up, Alexander P? Christopher Reed. I'm always up to new. So, yeah, everything's clear. Okay, good. Love the clickbait. That's not clickbait, bro. That's the real video. See? I lost a lot of weight. I need to get my muscle back. I lost my fighter too. You know, I'm now like a full-on like vegan yogi hippie. All right. So we got the live going. What's up, Siscoid? We got the 4K. We got it all going. Bed risers. Like, what the heck is he doing with bed risers? Put bed risers. Oh, thank you, Matt. Thank you so much. Thank you. Put the bed risers on the head of the bed. When you're on your bed frame, you take the head risers. Make this lower. Sorry, guys. I'm still setting up here. I want to be front and center. Okay. It's a shame on Instagram you can't see that beautiful poster, the Love Yourself poster. On YouTube, you can. Buddha of Compassion there. So you take these bed risers and you put them on the head of your bed underneath the bed frame. You raise the bed frame only at the top, at the head, 6 inches, okay? And what that does is actually provides for a more natural sleep where you will actually detox the lymph throughout the night, okay? So it actually helps detox the lymphatic system throughout the night. Check it out. Do the research on inclined sleeping. It's like mission critical from what I've learned, okay? Also doing some research on blood glucose levels. And basically its relationship to liver and fatty liver. So I've checked my blood glucose for the first time ever this morning, which was a 95, which is pretty healthy, but still means that I have some fatty liver to work on. And most people are dealing with some version of fatty liver. So what you want to do is check out a book called Metabolism Reset Diet, start taking something called TUDCA, start lowering your fat content for a while, doing liver flushes and purges, and focus on the liver. Right now, my mission is my liver. I'm focusing on the liver for like the next 30 to 60 days. I had a huge stones come out recently, gallstones in a flush. I posted should have posted a video about that flush. That was stupid. That was so stupid. That was like an epic flush where the stone, I should have filmed it. I only took a photo. Okay, next time I do a flush, I can't imagine I'm ever going to get as many and as big stones as I did. That would have just been the best video for sure. If I do get as many stones next time, I'll make a different video. But they were just huge gallstones, right? So that's that. All right. Yeah, we can do a group flush. I'd consider something like that. I gotta run another group class soon. A lot of people have been asking me. Everyone has gallstones, no doubt. Unless you grew up in the island of Hawaii eating fruit and local fish. Yeah, this is OnlyFans, Believe in Miracles. Just stay tuned and I'll start taking my pants off. But you got to pay me $20 subscription. So, about to do a water fast for 40 days. Any recommendations? Godspeed, my friend. Personally, I don't think that's the ultimate way to heal. I think it will do, I don't know. I think it could do as much harm as good. It's a bit of an obsolete technology, water fasting, if you ask me. Why do I say that? Well, because we are already very mineral deficient, very depleted. Our electrolytes are way out of balance, and you're going to deplete your body in the 40-day fast. Yeah, you will connect to God. You will have epic experience and shit. I can't even speak for it because I've never done it. But I know that on my 7, 10, 12-day fasts, I became very, very depleted. And my digestive system took a long time to recover. So this is no longer the era of Jesus. The world was a lot less toxic when Jesus fasted for 40 days. This is a new epoch, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And the most toxic era we've ever seen, ever known. So, cuidado. It means careful, okay? All right, so I'll look for a really good question and or just tune in and feel into what I want to talk about. Whew. Yeah, Jorge, if you stay tuned, thank you, Owen. Thank you. I'm in Berkeley, but I'm moving. I'm definitely going to be moving soon. Okay? Definitely. Matteo Giovanni. My name is Matteo Giovanni. Why are you shirtless? Because I want to be, dog. Because this is the most natural state we could be in. This is the way I was when I decided that I wanted to do a video. Plus, I just went for about an 8-mile bike ride. What's up, Sacred Frenia? Beautiful life I have. Megaspore is a great probiotic brand. Another great probiotic is to get Bravo yogurt and make it yourself, which I'm going to teach on the next video I release to YouTube. Stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and watch the most badass. You want to know why it's badass? I'll show you why. Because this is the most magical probiotics, powerful GC-MAF, macrophage activating factor, probiotics on the planet. And guess what? It's made with apple juice and an ice cube. And this would be more powerful than like the last 20 different pills you took. Okay? So, sweet. It's apple and melon juice. All right, so stay tuned for that vid. All my pants are too small on me. Look at that. This is how much weight I lost during COVID. Isn't that unbelievable? Can you guys see that? That's how much freaking weight. These used to be tight on me. I lost like 3 inches off my waist. You destroyed your soul in the hut. These jinns still hunt you. Okokaka, what are you talking about? Would it be bad to drink a half a gallon of colostrum a day? Yes. Too much. Hello, Josh. How do I heal my gut and get better digestion? I do pretty well with fruit sugars now. I can handle a ton of fruit sugar. Something shifted for me, and I can handle a ton of sugar now. I mean, not a ton, but 3-4 apples a day is fine. A few lemons, a few apples a day, no problem. Melon, all of that, all good. Yeah, I still juice greens for sure. What's up, Buddha Gal? All right, let's think if anything else comes to mind. Mainstream astrology. I think astrology is really, really good, depending on the practitioner, of course. And I don't think it's something that's like set in stone. So I think, I've had really high level astrologers take a look at my chart, and they've shown me these possible timelines and possible realms and possible sort of shortcomings and victories that I could have in my life. And it's been really helpful, but it's never like the ultimate truth. I've never experienced it as just like, this is the ultimate truth of my life, right? I remember one, you are a targeted individual and I'm being stalked and harassed at work. How do I ignore these psychopaths? Well, that brings me into a big subject. You know what I need to do? I need to turn this light on. It's getting dark. Okay. So, targeted individual, I mean, look, as above, so below, right? So when we're really plugged into some dark forces, then we're going to be attracting weird, bizarre energies in person, right? So I've talked about this before, where if you're in and you have boundary issues, or you have holes in your etheric, and you have holes in your psyche, then the universe is always filling those holes, those gaps, right? So whatever you're experiencing in your energy body and you're walking out in public, the universe will fill the holes in fill those gaps. And what I mean by that is, like, I remember once I was in LA and I was feeling horrible, really, really bad. Like I was having a really, really low day. Okay. And I was with my friend Arthur Moore, and we were walking on the street, and there was this guy who was really, really aggressively dancing. He was aggressively dancing on the street, but it was like fighting dancing and like just really bizarre, right? And, in the time that I saw him, from the time I walked near him, there was probably at least 15, 20, 30 people that passed him. But for whatever reason, as I was in this mood of like, I hope he doesn't come near me. I hope he doesn't come near me. He just honed in on me and started dancing right next to me in a violent way and like threatening to fight me and like all this, but then laughing. And then it was just like psychopathic dancing. It was really, really freaky. Right. And he was just attracted to me because I was in such a state of like, of fear, such a state of like feeling like I had holes in my etheric. I felt so vulnerable, so porous, right? So as above, so below, whatever we're plugged into, we're going to attract and manifest in this life, right? So we have to know how to seal those holes, how to seal our aura, how to heal and decharge from the samskaras and find all of our soul bits, right? So missing bits, like one guy, for instance, he left a very, very irresponsible comment here. Okotaka said something like, you lost your soul in the jungle and the jinn is still after you. So jinn is like negative energy and negative entities in Muslim. And the reason that's an irresponsible comment is because there was serious what's up, Gia? Yeah, brother. Awesome, man. It was an irresponsible comment on his part because it's so the most irresponsible comments are the ones where someone holds some level of spiritual intelligence, but then they're throwing something at you, or they are manipulating or kind of creating a disempowerment. Right. So the lowest level of comment is going to be like someone who's just an idiot and who's just like, you suck. You're stupid. You're fat. Right. And then I would say, a more harmful comment is someone who actually has an intelligence and a wit about them and a spiritual intelligence. And then they're actually going to take that and figure out how to use it to cut into you. Right. So the reason that's a slightly, it's a very irresponsible comment is because, as I wrote about in my story and as I talked about in my videos, I very much did hurt myself in the jungle drinking ayahuasca, right? I very much did experience some brain damage, I would say, actually, drinking. So the truth is that even, of course, for that individual who left that comment is clearly not completely in touch with his soul either. But my point is that our soul takes time to incarnate, okay? And different people have different experiences of missing bit. What do I mean by that? Well, some people are very whole and complete at a very young age, and they don't have trauma, and they don't have these massive multi-generational, multi-lifetime karma to unravel, and they'll just go through a lifetime of sort of custard-like, vanilla-like, having kids and having a white picket fence, and life is pretty easy for them. And their biggest problem is, what are they going to eat for dinner? Or maybe, their mother or father died, and that's of course a big problem. But we all know in the scheme of life, to have the biggest problem be a loved one dying is a pretty easy life, right? Because that's a given, that's a guarantee, that's going to happen for everybody, right? So and I'm not making light of that by any means, right? But there are people in this world who have a very custard type life, and it's custard meaning plain vanilla, just, there's not really many samskaras. They don't have to dig deep. They don't have to have deep spiritual wisdom, right? They are able to just get invested in the stock market and do the work and go to the office and have their kids and cook dinner, and they're interested in the wines and they're interested in the dinner and which spaghetti is better and which pasta sauce is better, and that is enough to occupy their consciousness without any existential unrest, right? They don't ask the hard questions. They're just content, right? And so, guys, I gotta put my lights on. It just got super dark. Still learning the lights here. It's been a while since I've lived here. It's been like 2 years since I've lived here. Oh, geez, where's this light? Okay. This is the best light. Does that help or make it worse? Okay. Does that help, guys? Anyway. Oh, wow. Some great questions as I was in my rant. Okay. What's up, Instagrammers? What's up, YouTubers? I'm going to get to all your stuff, YouTube. So you got disconnected. Buddha gal, I was answering your question. So can someone remind me the flow I was on? It was a beautiful flow. It was going somewhere good. Custard life. Thank you. So now there's no judgment of this, but the truth is that an individual like this is going to have some calmness in their soul. Their soul in their many lifetimes hasn't been fractured, hasn't been shattered, right? They haven't gone through the being raped, being the rapist. They haven't gone through being in war. They haven't gone through, being stabbed, being shot, being killed, etc. Right? And they don't carry this gaping void in their heart or in their belly into the next lifetime, right? And so, what I'm getting at is that we all have a fracturing and healing and a lost, missing bits of our soul. Unless you're freaking enlightened, you have missing soul bits, missing soul pieces, okay? And it takes deep spiritual work to find those missing bits. In shamanism, they call it a soul retrieval. In the Clairvision school, they call it missing bit syndrome, where you have missing bits of your soul, okay? And that is totally okay, right? So to say, again, and I'm not charged about it because it's just some random dude on YouTube who's watching my stuff. It's more for the lesson. When someone leaves an irresponsible comment like that, what they need to realize is that they themselves and every person on this YouTube and Instagram right now, all 50 or 60, whatever, 50 of you, are totally and utterly have a missing bit as well, right? And that's okay, and that's okay. And it will take time. I mean, many teachings in spiritual traditions share that you're not even fully incarnated until you're 31, 32, 33. That there's no chance your full soul could even be incarnated before you're 31, 32, 33, right? So yeah, the truth is I am still finding pieces of myself and pieces of the highest parts of myself at the young age of 31, right? And we can only look backward, okay? And what I mean by that is, if you have damage to your brain, to your soul, to your psyche, and I know a couple people already on this live that have had that, like Sacred Frenia, Jacob Reed, go follow him. And a couple other people who had reached out to me via email before in the past. who have had deep psychological damage from their own toxicity, heavy metals, parasites, from the dark forces, from their upbringing, from trauma. And the important thing to do in that situation is to look back. What do I mean by that? Well, when regaining the pieces of your psyche and of your soul, a real fractured soul has to look back to where he came from. Okay, so when you come from a place where you could hardly leave your house without having a panic attack, and then you come to a place where you can, live life and make money and do what you want, et cetera, then you know that if that differential exists, then of course the differential that exists in the future is equal or greater, right? So if we're only to look at what we don't have, and I don't have my peace, I don't have my soul, I don't have my full soul intact yet in this body, we're going to chronically be upset and fearful and nervous, like we're fucked and we're lost and we're screwed, right? But when we look back and we're able to see the differential, okay, when we see that differential, we know that same equal differential exists in the future, most likely compounded or exponential. What I mean by that is, wherever you came in the past 3 or 4 years, I can assure you that in the next 3 or 4 years, okay, in the next 3 or 4 years, you'll make exponential growth compared to those previous 3 or 4 years, right? So again, looking backward to remember where we came from, to any of you who have soul missing bits or soul or damage, brain damage, brain damage down here would really just be equivalent to soul damage, so, and knowing also, by the way, that the technology that continues to evolves also at an exponential degree. So if you look at storage, for instance, storage is already obsolete. What does that mean? Well, storage, it's irrelevant, right? Storage is essentially infinite already. The amount of terabytes that you can find for total reasonable prices versus the way we dealt with megabits back in the day, megabytes, right? So technology and Bitcoin grows on an exponential curve. So does stock to flow. Check out the stock to flow model of any asset like gold. There's an exponential curve on a stock to flow model. Okay, so and there's this guy Plan B who's known for the stock to flow model. I am not an expert in that whatsoever by any means. I am having someone come on who is, but the point is that there is such technology creates exponential growth, right? Or technology exists in a world of exponential growth. Similarly, so will medical advancements, so will healing, so will all of these arts that allow us to heal our bodies and heal what previously was permanent damage, right? So you can't let anyone ever tell you that you're permanently damaged or you permanently damaged your brain or your gut or your liver or this or that. And the reason you can't let anyone tell you that is because what a man can do on a mission, what a man can do as he searches is unbelievable and will blow any of your expectations or imagination out of the water. What one man is capable of doing as he searches for the answer of his health, as he searches for the missing pieces of his psyche, is beyond what anything you could ever imagine. A man's search for himself. And in that search, he's going to find technology that is not in the mainstream, that is not in the conventional main consciousness that creates the very rule that you are permanently damaged, right? So the conventional mainstream consciousness is going to have a orientation or a viewpoint of, yeah, you're permanently damaged because of X, Y, and Z. Great. That same mainstream narrative is the one that misses all of the stuff that you will find. Why will you find it? Because you're hungry. because you're experiencing it. You can't find these things unless you're going through the experience. No one in that mainstream model is experiencing the level of despair or the pain, okay? Or they're not searching in the way, right? So you can't take their word for it because they're just in the textbooks. They're into the research. Again, what one man can do on his search trumps the thousands of papers of research, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You could have had me go talk to 150 different experts, and they all would have told me that, yeah, you're schizophrenic, or you're borderline, or personality, or you're this, or you're that, or dude, you need drugs for the rest of your life, right? Well, they can go fuck themselves, okay? Because that's not how I chose my life path, and that's not what I'm doing. And I don't want that sentence. Okay. Anyway, Bitcoin, preach it, bro. Bitcoin is digital gold. In a minute or two. Can you explain Bitcoin for dummies in a minute or two? It's digital gold. It is a deflationary asset. Bitcoin only has a certain amount of coins ever for the rest of time. And anything that's deflationary has built-in scarcity, okay? Or rather the opposite. Anything that has built-in scarcity is deflationary, okay? And it's the opposite of everything that exists right now. Gold previously has been the best storage of wealth. Okay, why? Because it's diversible. It's scarce, portable, recognizable, diversifiable. What's it called when you cut it apart? Divisible. And one other thing. There's 5 qualities of money. Okay. However, Bitcoin beats gold on all 5 qualities of money. And most specifically, Bitcoin is the only true scarce resource in the entire world. Gold, if you were to take every person on the planet and have them move into the gold mining occupation, the supply of gold would skyrocket. No matter what you do with Bitcoin, the supply of Bitcoin, no matter what you do with Bitcoin, sorry, my Instagram just paused, the supply of Bitcoin stays the same. Okay. So Bitcoin is deflationary. Bitcoin is scarce. Bitcoin is digital gold. It cannot be hacked. It cannot be controlled. It cannot be owned. And it will create massive waves on the planet. Okay. Massive, massive waves on the planet in terms of money. Now, it's not going to solve the world's problems, but it can solve the money problem. And we all know if we can solve the money problem, we're hugely ahead of the game. Money is just a function of time. Money, see, right now, the Fed steals your time. Why do they steal your time? Because you work for money. You spend time, you exchange your time for money. And that money that you're exchanging your time for is bogus monopoly money that changes. The value is changed day by day. It's like playing a game where all of a sudden you wake up in the morning and they say, actually, the red piece is now worth 500. And then the next day you wake up and they say, well, we decided this morning the red piece is worth 150. You wouldn't want to play the game for very long because you're not set in a set of rules. Every game has a set of rules. If the rules change minute to minute, day to day, week by week, month to month, you lose motivation and stability within that game. So similarly with the current setup with the fiat currency, they print as much as they want. And in printing, they increase the supply. they increase the supply, the value of each dollar goes down. So you're trading your time for the dollar, and then that dollar that you're trading your time for is now worth less due to some organization that makes a decision. In essence, they're stealing your time. It's that simple. They're stealing your time. Okay, it's criminal. And the reason, I mean, I'm going to have a gentleman on named Robert Breedlove, who's a freaking genius in all of this. Okay, please use inclusive language for women. Man's journey to consciousness. The word man was used 27 times, and women are here too. Thanks for speaking. We're all human divine beings. I don't know if I quite resonate with that, right? So if 27 times I said man or woman, man or woman, man or woman, I mean, what I'm using that life force for the sake of what? For the sake of, I'm talking about women too. This, that I'm man is an interchangeable word, right? So I don't know. I would reflect into yourself about how that triggers you, because I used man. I would really look at yourself, at your own wounds and your own relationship to men and women. So, thank you, Final Selection. Thank you. So I was on a flow there. She's stealing my time. She very much is. So there were a lot of instances in history where governments, organizations, what's it called when authoritarian rulers, okay, stole time from individuals, specifically when they tried to invade a country, right? And they try to take over a country, the first thing they want to do is take over the money system. So there were these instances, which Robert will talk about, I'm sure, where they had these things called beads. There were these beads that were the currency in this country in Africa. And then the Europeans came and they learned how to forfeit and counterfeit the beads. And anyway, they counterfeited these beads so effectively that the beads became completely worthless. So the entire country was wiped out. Okay, the entire country was wiped out because simply their currency became valueless. And how did they were just outsmarted, right? Bitcoin prevents this from ever happening. Okay. Instagrammers, I need to pause for a second. YouTubers, you're going to have to join me on this call. I have a friend coming over.
What's up, man?
Yo, you're on YouTube Live right now, so don't say anything stupid.
What?
I'm YouTube living right now. I'm on the middle of a
yeah.
live, so you're on speakerphone. Don't say anything stupid.
Right. Don't reveal all your secrets.
Yeah. Do you want to come over?
Yeah. I got hungry and I started making food, so I'm pretty much.
All right.
But I'll probably be hungry again. So.
All right. Well, just bring your food. Just bring your food here.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna finish my live. I'm on Instagram Live too.
All right.
All right. See you soon.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay. All right, we're back, Instagrammers and YouTubers. So I was talking about stealing time. Anyway, as you could imagine, if their currency became valueless, they lost all of their power, right? So that's what Bitcoin is. Oh, thank you, Joytown Creations. She told me I'm hot. Maybe that's a guy. Who knows? See if we got any good questions here. I don't hear you talk about your family much. Are they unconscious? Oh, geez, tough to talk about that. How to challenge and demand the best out of other people without losing integrity. How to challenge and demand the best out of other people without losing integrity. Well, the first thing is that your soul will challenge jade. Jade is my necklace. Your soul will challenge others in a unique way, and your ego and your mind will challenge others in a different way. So the mind typically challenges others in a crushing sort of way, in like slicing, cutting, making others wrong, showing them their faults, and it's like a sharp knife, so to speak, or a like a dagger, right? And then the soul can challenge and demand the best out of people in by way of being. Okay, so the best way to challenge others is to speak your truth, right? So typically, if you're afraid of speaking your truth, you're going to be out of integrity. If you speak your truth and that truth is tethered to light and love, it's not just like, I hate you, you suck. It's a truth of like, you speak about your truth. I'm having this experience in your field. I'm feeling this way in your presence. This is how I'm triggered. Then you're able to uplift people. If you ask questions, you're able to uplift people. You can challenge someone and demand the best from them by asking questions. Women are the best at that. A good woman by your side is going to hear you talk and then ask you a question about it. And then you'll talk again and you'll lose 1% of your power because you just conflicted with your previous statement. And then she'll ask you a third question, and then you'll lose about 10% of your power because you just conflicted with the other three. And then she'll say, oh, okay, interesting. And then you'll look at yourself and be like, wow, the whole thing I just said was wrong and bullshit. Thank you, feminine. Thank you for showing me my male ego, right? So in any case, the best way to challenge and demand the best out of other people is to be in your soul essence, your soul mission, okay? And it doesn't have to slice away other people and where they're doing wrong or where they could be better. You uplift humanity. Peace out, guys. Good night, guys. You uplift humanity by just being in your truth, right? Versus slicing. Sometimes slicing is important too, right? So how many minutes? Oh my goodness, 44 minutes? These lives are just flowing through me. All right, guys, I want to keep it sustainable and do it a lot. So as soon as I feel like the energy is dropping, I'm just going to stop. That's my plan. So I'll tune in for another minute here. If I get an amazing question, I'll answer it. Otherwise, I'm going to start cooking dinner. That's a good question. Have I taken antibiotics in the dance for us? Dance for us. Oh my God, you crazy ladies, you. Yeah, right, Nate? I got the same apartment back. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? It was a long story how that happened. Long story. I'll answer this final question. Yes, I've taken antibiotics in the past 10 years. Really, the only time period that's important is the time period of me being awakened, because some of those years I was completely sleepy, so it's irrelevant if I took antibiotics. My journey started at 23. I became spiritual at 24. when I started doing ayahuasca. I took antibiotics once in the jungle when I almost died, and antiparasitics from Giardia and E. coli. I took antibiotic eardrops a year and a half ago when I almost lost my hearing, and that was after 3 weeks of trying other natural remedies. And I took antibiotics in my ear 1 month ago, drops, and that was when I quickly realized that I wasn't going to go through another 3 weeks of colloidal silver and hydrogen peroxide and all the other things. So the last question I'll answer here is that no, yes, I am single. I had a beautiful relationship that ended in February. We got back together in April or May, and then we recently parted ways again. And now I'm single, and I am going to be moving to a different part of the world. I don't know where yet. I don't think I'll be here for very long in Berkeley. I will be moving. If you have any ideas, send me an email. If you want me to come visit, send me an email. If you have a eco village or a good place that I can stay, if you have land, if you have an intuitive hit that I would be good for your zone that you live in, let me know. And the places that I'm thinking about now are Sweden, Hawaii, Kauai, Colorado, but I'm 100% not staying in California. No question. I will be out of California at some point, latest early 2020, early 2021, the latest. All right. Peace, Instagrammers. I'll make sure to post this. Peace, YouTubers. I'll make sure to post this. California is whack. I'll make sure to do this so you guys know it wasn't just clickbait. Yeah, baby. And I gotta get a good Instagram photo for the headline. All right. Love you guys. Peace.